Hey, it's Christine from Portal Entrepreneur. Have you ever felt like you've been working on your business really hard and you've been spending all this time, but you're just not getting anywhere? What I want you to check today is your foundation, the foundation of your business, to make sure you have this solid foundation. This is very much like a house. If you build a house, but you don't really spend any time planning or building out this solid foundation for your house, how is your house ever really going to be stable? It's always going to be wobbly, it's going to be off. And because you have not spent time laying that solid foundation. Now, that may not be the most fun because, well, nobody really sees that. Nobody really thinks about that when they look at the house, but it is of the utmost importance. So that's why today I'm going to be talking to you about the 3 excuses. And sometimes these aren't necessarily excuses, but thoughts or ways of thinking, mindset, things we tell ourselves, that whatever you want to say. But these are the 3 excuses that you could actually be making that are keeping you from starting, or even if you've already started, growing your business. And I want to make sure that you address these if they are still looming for you, so you can get on to getting some real results and finally stop spinning those wheels. So the first excuse, or more so, the thing that you may be telling yourself that is keeping you where you're at right now is, what if I make a mistake? What if I bring on a client and I mess up? Like, what is going to happen? What am I going to do? And so that thought can be absolutely paralyzing to the point where you don't go out and try to attract any clients. It keeps you at the spot you are right now, even though you so badly want to grow your business. You want to move on. You want to have a successful business. You want to change the way things are going for you. But this, while it is extremely valid, this is something a lot of us have thought at some point. What if I try this? And I have a client and I want to do well for them, but it doesn't go well. It doesn't go as expected. First, we got to check ourselves. Like, has that really happened to you yet? Because a lot of what we tell ourselves is just a story. It's not based on anything that has actually happened to us. And we don't have any piece of reality that we're pulling it from. Yet we operate from that thought like it is our reality. Hey, I get a client, I'm going to mess up. And realistically, there are things that you can put in place to make sure that if something happens, well, you have something to fall back on. This can be being a part of a community of others who work in your same field, so you could always ask them a question. This can be going and hiring someone so that if you run into an issue, you're able to go to them and say, hey, can you help me fix this issue? But if you care so deeply about this point already, you want so badly to get results for the client. You want to give them your very best work. You truly care about the results and the end project that you hand over to your client, that you're also the type of person that is going to do whatever it takes to make that happen, even if you run into a roadblock. I cannot tell you how many times, how many projects I've run into a roadblock because I got in a little bit over my head and I had to call in help. And that was okay. And I started to work from the place like, okay, I'm going to start doing what I know I'm really good at. And this other parts of the projects, I'm going to have somebody else, I'm going to have them do that because they're really good at that. So that way we can each stay in our own lane. We both do what we're really good at. And the end result is a great project. But that way it reduces my stress. I know I have someone to fall back on. And well, now I don't have to worry so much about making a mistake. I know that I will figure it out. Sometimes it took a little bit longer than maybe I really wanted it to, but that was what I was committed to doing. So there are certainly ways to make sure that if you run into a roadblock, you run into any challenge, that, well, you can move past it and be able to fix it. Now, you could also, if you have a client and let's say things go horribly wrong, you mess up everything, which just isn't going to happen. But let's say you mess up everything. You hire someone, they mess up everything. They can't do it. You can't find any help anywhere. You can give the client's money back. That's it. You can walk away. You know what? I thought this is what I was going to be able to do. It looks like this isn't something that I'm going to be able to best help you with. So I want to return all of your money. And that's that. And you guys separate. No harm, no foul there. Okay. So number 2 is I don't have enough time. Ooh, this is a good one because there's a couple of different things that could be happening here when you are saying, I don't have enough time. This could be, well, you are not prioritizing your time. This could be you're actually not choosing to work on your business. You are watching an extra show in the evening when you could be working on your business. You see, there are people who barely scrape by every single week, every single month, and there are billionaires, and every single one of them has the same amount of time in a day. So if you think about it logically from that perspective, time is not what makes someone successful. So if that's the case, that's when we have to look at, well, okay, well, what is? If it's not they have more time than I do, how am I not making more? Well, this also comes to not just prioritizing your time, but also prioritizing your tasks. When you sit down to work on your business, let's say you have an hour one evening and this is dedicated time to your business. Do you sit down and know during that time very specifically what it is that you are working on and how what you are working on is going to help put you one step closer to your business? If you don't, that's what you need to start working on prioritizing. You should know exactly what to work on, because when you know exactly what to work on, well, that is when you are going to sit down and work on what you know you need to work on, because you have already determined what that task is and how it relates to your main goal. Too many times we're sitting down, we have that hour, and we're just spinning our wheels. Oh, let me read this article because I read I should be doing this, or I don't know, maybe I should be doing something on my website, or I need to email this possible client back. We're doing these things, just kind of going through the motions. And so we're putting in all these hours. And then when we look back our week or month after putting all these hours and we haven't gotten anywhere, we're like, oh, this is so hard. When it's not necessarily that it's hard, it's not necessarily that it's time consuming, it's that we have got to prioritize the right tasks that are actually leading us to the goal that we want. So if you aren't clear on what your goal is and what specific tasks you need to do in order to get there, that's what you need to start with. And then you can break it down into months and days and weeks to determine how you're going to use your time in order to achieve that. And lastly, number 3 is I don't have a portfolio. So how am I going to get clients if I don't have a portfolio to show? Well, now I got to spend all this time building a portfolio. And well, that's just also a story. Have you actually gone out there and tried to get a client and weren't able to land one because you didn't have a portfolio? Or is it that you just told yourself you can't go out and talk to a client because they won't hire you because you don't have a portfolio? So one is a story, one is based on reality, and we have to make sure that we are operating from reality, not operating from a thought that isn't based on reality. That's very dangerous. So there are people who are in my group who don't have a portfolio when they come in and they land their client before they actually start building their client. They use that first, second, third paying client to build their portfolio. So it is not that you have to have a portfolio. So in looking at all of these, I want you, even if these are some of the things that you're thinking, there definitely could be other things that you are telling yourself that could be holding you back from your business. What I want you to do is look at, is what I'm telling myself serving me? Is it helping me actually work towards my goals? And if not, how could I flip that? How could I replace that? And second, if I am telling myself these things, are they based on reality? Have I had a situation, or more preferably situations, that have caused me to think in this way? Or is this simply something I'm telling myself and I'm allowing myself to operate from this place, even though I haven't had this experience before? Very big difference, very different outcome, because you need to realize that what you choose to tell yourself and these thoughts and excuses that you operate from are going to be a direct reflection of just how far you get into your business. And if you're just getting started, don't think that you will not experience this when you are later on in your business. If you are later on in your business, you've been operating this part-time, full-time, don't think, this is for beginners, I'm home free. No, new level, new devil. That means new thoughts and new excuses can come up when you try to get to the even next level of your business. And so this is very important that we are thinking clearly. We are paying attention, because we're human, we're going to have these thoughts, but we're paying attention to them coming up and understanding how they're going to impact our actions every single day. and of course how those actions are going to impact our business so we can use something that is going to better serve us. So I hope this was helpful. Hope this got you thinking. If you want to talk about anything that is coming across your mind or you believe is holding you back from starting or growing your business, drop a comment below and let's chat. And I'll see you next time.